2 days ago was Dixie's due date. So Dixie is our Bernedoodle. She is about 34 pounds full grown, sometimes 32, sometimes 34, but she is so sweet. We bred her with Brantley, which is our large mini male. He's 34, 35. He needs to probably be about 36. He is a tall, lanky boy, but this is a repeat litter. And like I said, her due date was 2 days ago and she finally had her babies. Now, it's kind of a catch-22 when you've got a mama that's nesting all day. So her due date was day before yesterday. Now, this is with my progesterone machine. Numbers could be a little off. Now, when I say a little off, my machine here is like $3,500 compared to the machine at the vet is like $15,000, like the progesterone machine. So my numbers can give me around the date. So it gives me a range. Sometimes it can be, 3 or 4 or 5 points different. So we did have her due date is day before yesterday. So then when yesterday come, when she didn't have the puppies the night before, we had her due date and we were like, okay, she's gonna have them today. Well, she nested all day. Like she was acting like she was gonna have them. I was excited because I was thinking this is gonna be daytime delivery. Nope, she wanted to kind of wait all night and she had them this morning. So I will have to say I, had set my alarm and, was checking on her. Well, when I was from 5 to 6. I looked at 5:50 and I could already hear little peeping and she had already had 3 babies all by herself. And then she's right here. And then when I walked into the room, she was pushing again. And so I'm like helping drying off the other babies. They looked fantastic, by the way, but I was helping dry off all the other babies, helped her have the 4th and then 5th and 6th. And then we got the 7th one on camera. So I thought this isn't going to be a birthing video. We will show the one, but what I'm going to want to show now is just, go ahead and introduce this litter because they are so cute. It's a little bit different than last time. We had 5 puppies in the litter last time. There's 7 in this one. We have some curlies, we have some parties, we have some tuxedos, and we have some minimal tuxedos. So let's go ahead and show them off. Oh my goodness, look how tiny they are. So this little baby looks like a cow. That's what one of actually Brantley's guardian said. Look at the little cow. So she is a party, so full party. She has 2 party genes. Oh, her little umbilical cord. Umbilical. But she still has those eyebrows, so she still is a phantom. She's got these cheeks on the side, the color. She's gorgeous. Her markings are just perfect. So we normally do our videos in birthing order. I don't really have birthing times on these babies. I don't, so what I did is I went ahead, we're gonna do the girls and we're gonna do the boys, and that's how we're gonna do them each time. But we always start with Miss Pink. Oh my goodness. And she is precious. So she was 10.3 ounces was her birth weight. Let's see. Well, red was 10.2. So she's not the smallest, but she's close. You hear the puppies playing outside. Lottie's litter, they leave this weekend. In just a couple days. All right, let's get Miss Purple. So here is Miss Purple. I just pulled her off of Mom. So she's like, where is my mama? I had to hold her a second because she was all squirmy-wormy when I first started. So she was 13.3 ounces. So she is perfect tuxedo. So black phantom tuxedo. Look at this chest. Look at the back of the head. Look at the feet. So this is the typical Bernedoodle look that we like. Oh, and so our first girl and this girl both are wavy. They don't have a curly coat. Pretty dang cute. And our first girl and this girl does not have back dew claws. So we do have some that have back dew claws. And I will show those, and we will actually remove those at about 3 days old because they're pretty attached. So Dixie did such a fantastic job with these babies. All right, so let's get the last female. That's Miss Orange. Listen to those puppies outside playing. All right, let's get Miss Orange. So here is Miss Orange. So she doesn't have that full blaze. So it's called an abstract, but it's pretty much it's a minimal tuxedo. So we have the muzzle, we have that white that goes up this side. So in between the eyes, that will disappear. So you don't really have to worry about it looking too off because that will fully separate and there'll just be a little white dot up on the head. But she'll keep around the muzzle. She still has a big white chest. Look at this tip of the tail. And our feet. So we've got socks. Pretty good socks on all 4 feet still. She doesn't have any on the back of the neck. And she's also wavy coated, so not curly. So all 3 of these girls are wavy or not curly. You know, neither parent was curly, so they could either be wavy or straight. But of course, you can't really tell the difference of that until you genetic test, so there's really no reason to do that. But isn't she gorgeous? So she was 11.3 ounces. So she's middle between the two. So 10.3, 11.3, and 13.3 between all 3 girls. But this is Miss Orange. So what is your favorite? So all 3 girls are completely different. So leave a comment and let me know which look is your favorite. Would you rather have that full tuxedo? Do you like the party? Or do you like this abstract? Because she also has the eyebrows, has the cheeks. Since she's got the most on her legs, she will actually show that color on her legs. If this was all white, you won't see that color. So since she has her actual color pigment there, you'll actually see the 2-tone, well, 3-tone, black, white, and then the phantom. But this is Miss Orange. So next we will go get is Mr. Blue. So here's Mr. Blue, our first boy. And he is a tuxedo. So he's got kind of markings like his dad. So his dad just had kind of this strip. Some of the other tuxedos, you know, open up across the forehead. It's just, it's fun to see all this different stuff. And then same with the feet. So we barely just have like the tip of the toes, which means we get to see more of this red coloring. We got more on the back. Now, can you see the 5th toe up high? Those are the back dew claws. They can actually be really aggravating and there's no need for them, so we will end up removing them. And do you guys want to see a video of that? I've done it before. I know some people probably would not like watching it, but it's not that bad. You know, they actually did. I guess it's like a baby getting their ears pierced. You know, because those joints are not connected. You do take hemostats, you just push up against the foot, close them, and then rake it off with your fingernail is kind of how we've always done it. You know, you could rake it off with like the end of scissors that were sterile or something like that, but we've never had to do that. We've never had any issues. So he's got a white chest. It doesn't go all the way down the belly, but still, you know, down the neck, chin. Man, those puppies are having a good time outside. We've got, you know, toys and stuff out there, so they're playing, they're chasing each other and having a good old time. All right, and I don't know if I said, he does have a wavy coat. He's not curly. So he does have, I don't know if you can see since he's so dark, but he does have some wave already. So the hair on his forehead is straight. His whiskers are straight. So I can tell he's not going to be curly, but he's definitely going to have more of a wavy type of coat instead of more of like a straightish. So we definitely can tell he's got more texture, but he's definitely not curly. But he's cute. All right, let's get Mr. Green. Oh, I don't know if I said, did I say his weight? 12.1 ounces. Next is Mr. Green. The hair on his face looks straight. His whiskers look like they have a little bit more body to them, but he definitely has more wavy, those crinkly types of hair on the back of his neck. So we are gonna have to give it a few days to see, because he's also, I can't tell yet. You know, I don't want to promise he's not going to be curly if he's going to end up having a curly coat. Or he might be like Mr. Blue. He's got the hiccups. Oh my goodness. So, he has the full tuxedo face. He has the full chest all the way down to the belly, down the front of the back legs. Look at that tail. Those back socks are super tall. Front socks are tall. We've got our 2 red spots on the side of the chest, our red spots above our socks. So these are about perfect. He's got the hiccups. But I can't tell yet if he is curly or wavy. He looks like his face is straight. It's just he's got these wrinkles back here, which normally mean curly, but it's usually on the forehead too, and on his butt a little. So we're just gonna have to give it a few days to see. You know, I don't know yet. He might end up being curly. But he is cute, and he was 12.9 ounces. Oh my goodness. So next is Mr. Red. He's curly, so we definitely can show you a curly coat. So look at like this straight looking hair, like it looks pretty slick. And then let me get Mr. Red and show you his coat. All right, so here's Mr. Red, and can you see he looks like he's got squiggles on his hair, and look at his back, all those squiggles. So can you, I hope you can tell with the lighting. I know it's harder on white puppies, but usually you can tell pretty good with the black. I just can't tell with my little screen. He's definitely curly. So like looking at this, I want to say the other 2 boys are definitely not curly. But like I said, you never know. They could just be a little bit less curly. But he's tiny. So Mr. Red's 10.2 ounces. So Pink was 10.3, but he's the smallest. He's small though. So he is that minimal tuxedo. So he's got it around his mouth, up between his eyes. This strip will end up separating. It's just they do, when they grow, it thins out. But we've got our tip of the toes. We got our back toes. We do have some dew claws on this boy. We got a very little tip of the tail. We've got a big white chest. Not big, big. Big, it's just not as big as some of the others. We've got our phantom points on the legs and on the chest, the eyebrows and the cheeks. But so cute. He's so tiny. But he doesn't have any on the back of the neck. But this is Mr. Red. So last but not least is Mr. Yellow. And he was the biggest, so let me go ahead and go grab him. All right, so here's Mr. Yellow, and he is a chunky monkey, my goodness. But his markings are perfect. So he has that mask. Oh my gosh, look at the phantom points, his eyebrows, the cheek. Oh my goodness, but look how chunky even his face. He's got great markings. So cute. He was just sucking on Mom, so I'm surprised he's not fighting me because he was pretty heavily sucking. So I am pretty positive he's curly. It's so hard to say when they're this young. Definitely not like Red, but we do have more texture to like our forehead. Definitely more texture to the back here. But it's not super like squiggly like I always say. So we'll have to see. But I'm pretty sure he's curly. I'm pretty sure. But we're just going to have to wait and see. What do you think, Mr. Yellow? Oh my goodness. I am so blessed and so pleased with this litter, and thank goodness that Dixie's a good mom and already had the first 3 puppies cleaned up and umbilical cords chewed perfectly. The area was a little messy, but I got it cleaned up for her and then helped her with the last 4. But I was cleaning up behind, you know, our puppies that we already have that are older, letting them outside, cleaning their area, scooping poop, like just in and out, running, trying to get everything done and making sure I helped Dixie if she wanted it, which she does appreciate it. They all appreciate it. I know a lot of people give me some grief on here for helping, but you know what? If I can make it easy on the mamas, I'm going to. All right, well, this is Mr. Yellow. I'm not gonna come back and talk on here because I already took some videos after they were born. So I'm gonna go ahead and show the one puppy being born. And then we'll just follow it up with a video of the puppies on Mom after we collared them and all of that stuff. And then we'll be back next week, hopefully, for an updated video. And we'll hope to post a video or 2 as they're growing on, you know, TikTok and Instagram and Facebook and stuff like that. But thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next time. Bye. My goodness, she's just popping them out. So she just had number 5. That's this precious boy. I cannot wait to show all these babies off to you guys. She still has a little belly, but I'm doing morning routine stuff with the other puppies. So we are just getting everything cleaned up and all of that, and we will be back with Miss Dixie's babies. But my goodness, we're helping her. So she had her first 3 on her own. I helped her clean up number 4 and number 5. But she is doing a fantastic job. Good job, Dixie. So like she's trying to cover him. She is the best mama. We got 2 parties already. We didn't have parties last time. All right, let's get all these babies on nipples and get them sucking. We gotta find this one, a bottom one. All right, so she just had number 6. So it is sucking right now, so I'm not gonna pull it off to show it off yet. But she's doing a great job. I know this one's a little girl, and I think the rest might be boys. I'll have to double check. I've been drying them off and stuff, but we're just now getting to a point where we can get everybody fully checked out. I see some of us have some back dew claws we'll have to remove. Some do and some don't. But she's already pushing again. So this will be our first one we'll be able to get on video. Good job, Dixie.